Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson.
Okay, so state services actually played a huge part in everything that I'm doing.
Don't be afraid. Get out there, meet people, be friendly. Nobody is judging you.
Think big. Look at what do you love to do, what do you enjoy doing, and then how can you turn that into getting paid?
I use my Braille display, I use JAWS.
Put on your cape, grab your gladiator shield, and go get 'em, Tiger.
Don't limit yourself.
Career Expo 2019, such a great opportunity for transition age students to meet up with professionals from a wide variety of professions. It was an opportunity for students transitioning from high school to college to the workplace to ask questions from nearly 25 professionals. What is their job like? What tools they use? And to receive encouragement about the possibilities that they too can achieve their dreams and get the career that they want. Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson, and I'm at the Career Expo in Roseville, Minnesota, part of State Services for the Blind, an event for transitioning students to meet mentors and role models. And I came up, and I'm at the MDI table with Matt Higgins. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
So, Matt, what do you do at MDI?
So it's I guess it's kind of an assembly / manufacturing, kind of lighter stuff. The biggest contract right now is for the U.S. Postal Service. We put together the plastic totes they use to kind of transport their mail in.
That's a big industry, the U.S. Postal.
We do put together usually 4,000 to 5,000 of those per day, per shift actually. And also we do the same thing kind of for FedEx. There's a plethora of other companies that send us things that need to be repackaged or packaged a certain way.
So how did State Services play a part in you gaining a job?
So State Services was a big help. I moved here from Delaware. Before I went blind, I was working for Dow Chemical company, making buffing pads for semiconductors. I was a team lead and did a whole bunch of stuff there that was really cool, and lost my vision. Delaware didn't really have the resources to get me back into the place I needed to be, so I Googled different ways to do this and found Blind Incorporated in Minneapolis, and State Services agreed to split the cost with Delaware so I could get back on my feet. Since then, I've been through the training, I've built my confidence. I found this job kind of on my own and contacted State Services, and they offered to be a job coach, because that was one of the stipulations. I had to convince this place that they wanted me to work for them, and one of the stipulations was to have a job coach. And after one day of it, they're like, okay, Matt knows what he's doing. He's working just as fast as everybody else, and let's give him a try.
One day?
Yeah. Just after a shift, they're like, okay, he knows what he's doing. So our job coach didn't really need to keep coming in.
So skills and confidence helped with that.
Oh, yeah. And State Services have been there for pretty much anything I've asked for, so...
Well, great. It's nice to have that resource available to you.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a big help. And after the Blind Incorporated training, I decided to stay in Minneapolis, and look, here I am with a job now. So I'm playing music in a band and got a bunch of friends, and had State Services not stepped in, I wouldn't have had that opportunity.
So what kind of music?
In a punk rock band. I play bass guitar.
That's cool. Who's your favorite bass player?
I'd say Matt Freeman, Rancid.
There you go. All right, little shout out. What's the name of the band?
Revan McGee and the Phantom Hands.
Revan McGee and the Phantom Hands.
Yeah, Revan is he's a guitar player and singer. He's actually completely blind.
Can you get that all on a T-shirt?
I think we can. My brother's an artist, so we'll have to put him to work.
Well, that's great. So when you first decided that you lost eyesight and you had to contact your state agency, how was it to talk to them about you coming to Blind Incorporated in Minneapolis?
They were totally against it. Yeah, they basically wanted to give me an O&M training for a half an hour a week, and it wasn't good. I had to twist their arm, so contacting State Services really helped. Dick Davis was a huge help for that. Yeah, they tried to say, hey Matt, you don't want to go up for training like that. They're going to blindfold you for 6 months. And I'm like, well, I'm going to learn how to get around on my own up there. So it was kind of a big thing. Delaware didn't want to give me any of the help I needed. So
self-advocacy comes into play.
It was a big thing. And I had a bunch of people on my side. And I learned I was so independent before I losing my vision. I didn't know how to ask for help. Put it out there and realizing what I need and figuring out how to get it. I've always been a good problem solver. So I kind of had to go back and use those skills, but also add okay, I need help with this. And it was a big skill that I had to pick up.
How about transportation in the Minneapolis area?
Hitchhiking, you mean? Oh. So that was another thing. I'd never taken a city bus before. Make a mental map in my head, and I take the bus to most places. After a show, I'll get an Uber. You can get around the city for next to nothing in an Uber even. I've also walked 8 miles home before. with no cell phone or anything. This city is wonderful for it, but that's another thing that I gained from coming up here. I wouldn't be able to do that back home. So,
well, that's great. So what advice, you've been talking to a lot of transition age students coming through here, what advice would you give to them?
I have only been on a few interviews since I've been blind. The main advice I've been giving everybody is to be confident, be prepared, and be yourself. It has gotten me through. Like, I've been interviewing way better than I ever did before in my life, just having that.
So do the band members call you the blind guy in the band?
Well, there's 2 blind guys in that band, so 50% of us. Now, we all have our joke stuff. We like to rib. That's pretty good. We always figure it out. It's kind of tough. Revan's up there, and he can't tell anything that's going on. He'll just start a song when nobody's ready. So we have to figure out different techniques of communicating up there on stage. But it's pretty good, though. We usually figure it out.
Oh, that's really cool. You're not afraid to get out there and get things done?
Oh, no. Yeah, we do whatever we need. And he and I will just shoot off into the city and just find new stuff to do. So we don't really let much stop us.
Well, that's really neat. People need a drive. People need a passion, and it seems like you're working it all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And we even go sit out and busk sometimes, just play music out in the streets. It's pretty cool. 2 blind guys. Imagine that.
2 blind guys and a microphone. Well, Matt, thank you very much for coming to the Career Expo and sharing your skills and your confidence with all the transition age students.
No problem at all.
Be sure to contact your state services for the blind, your voc rehab, and find out what they can do for you. Live, work, read, succeed. A big shout out goes out to Chi Chow for his beautiful music, and you can follow Chi Chow on Twitter at LChichow. Chi Chow. Chi Chow. Enable the blind ability skill on your Amazon device just by saying Enable Blind Abilities.
When we share
what we see
through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the reality
of blind abilities. The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.